Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing with the Plouise Going Solo palette. I've never tried one of the Love Tape palettes before. I'm excited. I'm in love with the colour story because I don't have a lot in my collection that looks grey and white and, you know, almost black, sort of charcoaly, because that's not actually a black. I absolutely love the look of this. Don't know what we're going to do today. Probably some sort of halo-y type moment. I do feel more limited with a palette like this. I am used to big gigantic palettes full of rainbow colours, but I'm in the mood for something different. I'm still going to get my brightness from probably my lip shade later on, and my top obviously. So I think I got this palette in the Black Friday P. Louise sale for around £10.50, I want to say, which I think is a fantastic price for this palette. I absolutely love the outer packaging. It looks like a tape. Those oldies of us that remember tapes. Yeah, absolutely love the aesthetic. As usual, P. Louise always smashes it with her packaging. The outer packaging for this has just got a little see-through window on the box so you can see the tape through it. I just think it's super, super cute. All the details on all of the packaging is absolutely incredible. Like, she spends a lot of time and effort on her products. So guys, I'm just going to prime with my Beauty Bay eye base in the shade number 2, and we're going to think of what we want to do today. I am thinking I want to do some sort of halo-y type smoky thing with a bold lip. I've got to get my boldness from somewhere. The Watch the Queen Conquer palette is actually on my shelf. It's joined Worldy and the Secrets in a palette, but I will be getting it back down so that I can use it again. I'm not sure what I want to use for my next look in that, so if you've got any requests of the shades or the type of thing you want to see, let me know. It was a very pinky purpley look, my last one with that palette. I will link the video if you're interested in watching that one. Now, I do like to start out with my darkest shade, which is quite bold when it's, you know, such a charcoaly dark shade, but I'm thinking I do want to start out with that one, and it's called Ring Off. I have ruined the little indentations in the pan because I swatched it, but you will have seen it up close already with the beautiful intact indentations. I'm going to start off with one of my new melt brushes. This is the 627 angular brush from the new melt collection. So I'm just going to dip into Ring Off, and I just want to pop this in the outer corner to begin with, because I do like my depth. Let's just get into all those lovely creases, and a little bit in the inner corner as well. This is a good brush for tucking right in there. I am thinking to myself, don't make this too dramatic and bold already, Kerry, chill out. But you know, who knows? I'm going to take it all the way over the crease just because I'm going to do a cut there anyway later. So that's fine. And I'm just going to wiggle around the edges a little bit. I do want to keep this quite contained, which is difficult for me. But we don't want it to go too dramatic too soon, because once you've gone there, you can't go back. I'm also now thinking this was very brave, doing my base first. Considering the colours I'm working with, if I get fallout, which I haven't as of yet, fingers crossed, yeah, brave decision there. Even packing this shade on, I'm not getting any fallout, which is amazing. And it's packing on beautifully. It's really, really pigmented. It's definitely not a black. I think a lot of people were thinking it was going to be a black shade in the palette. It's not, and I'm not mad at it because you can easily pull a black in from other palettes, and I just think having a nice deep charcoaly shade is really, really handy. I'm also going to take a bit of that shade on just a flat brush and sort of stamp it a little bit on the lower lash line, just so I can see what I'm doing and where I'm going and the plan. It ties it in a bit better as I go forward. Just tickling the edges of this shade, and it's already wanting to blend out beautifully. Oh, that's nice. Then I'm going to go in with Amor Y 506, and I want to go into the shade On the Rocks, which is the next deepest shade, just to blend out that lovely charcoal. And I don't want to take this too high because it's still a fairly deep shade. I just sort of want to overlap a little bit of what I've already got down there. I know we're looking like a panda right now, but we're going to get there. The next shade is Prenup, which is, again, the next lightest one. And this is on Amor Y 507. And again, I just want to smoke it all out and blend it out so it looks as seamless and smoky and sexy as can be. And not like a crazed panda. Just going back in with a little bit of the On the Rocks shade, just to further blend, and I will keep going back and forth through all the different shades and just blending, just so it's as seamless as can be. And then on a Spectrum B11 brush, I want to go into the shade Untie the Knot, which is down here, and again just go around the outside and blend. That's the good thing about this palette, because it's quite monochromatic. You've got all the blending shades that you could possibly need. And then, just because I want to use as many shades as possible, I am going to go into a bit of Separation as well, which is an extremely light grey. I'm just going to use that on the same brush. I mean, it doesn't really need this shade, to be honest, but here we are, we're doing it. This, to me, so far is like the most perfect smoky grey palette. I can't find my P. Louise base to cut the crease with, so I'm going to have to use my blank canvas Acid Rain P. Louise paint, which is a little bit thicker. Then we'll play with some shimmers. Okay, we've got some sort of cut creasy thing going on, and I want to use her. So these are the two shimmers. One's more silvery and one's more white. So I want the white one sort of more in the middle, and then the silvery one on the edges. That is the plan. So I'm going to start with Betrayal, which is the lighter shimmer, and when I've got the brush the right way around, I will, I have sprayed my brush just so that I didn't get fallout. I'm just going to pop that Betrayal shade down the centre. Like, that is beautiful and reflective and metallic looking. Then I'm going to take the other shade, which is Replaceable. I'm just going to flip my brush over, and I'm also going to spray this one just so I don't get any fallout, and I'm just going to pop that on the edges of where I've put the Betrayal shade. You can't really tell that much difference between the two on the lid, but that's fine, and I definitely want to go in and sort out the edges of these shimmers with a lot of grey mattes. So with the Spectrum A12 brush, I just want to take Ring Off again, which was the deepest shade, and make sure we've still got that depth in the outer and the inner corner. Then on a JS13 brush, I want to take On the Rocks again and just dab that gently over the beginnings and the ends of that shimmer. And then on the same brush, I want to take Prenup and just do exactly the same thing, just bringing it in even further onto that shimmer, just so I've got a nice little grey gradient going into the shimmers. Then I've just got a little bit of the Betrayal shade on my Smudger 226 Jessup brush, and I just want to dab it underneath in the middle of the lower lash line. Just a little bit. I'm just going to use a little bit of that Betrayal shade for a little tiny brow bone highlight. I say little tiny, wow. And I just want to pop a bit of this crisp finish called Nice and Saucy, which is a P. Louise base, in the waterline because it's grey. My husband was asking me last night, as I was purchasing more P. Louise bases in the Black Friday sale, what are P. Louise bases? Like, what are they used for? What do they do? So I had to go through and explain everything that you could use them for. But I said my favourite thing ever is to use them in the waterline. They don't budge anywhere on me. They're very vibrant, opaque. I absolutely love them for that. Just going around the edges with a fluffy brush. I think it is throwing me off a little bit that this is a grey smoky eye and there's no black in here, because if I'm doing a smoky eye with these sort of shades, I've usually got a black. I mean, I do have depth. I'm just, it's throwing me off just a touch that there's no black. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I'm not sure if I'm feeling it. Am I feeling it? I'm feeling the lip. I'm always feeling the lip. This is the new Melt lipstick from the collection. I cannot pronounce, but it is gorgeous. I will link it down below. It's the shade Besos. Not sure how to pronounce it. It is stunning. Obsessed with it. Going to be using it forever and always. And the lashes are the P. Louise lashes in Skin on Skin. I just thought they were nice because then you can still see a lot of the eyeshadow through them. And the lip liner I used is the LA Girl lip liner in the shade Coral, because I don't trust myself with a lipstick without a lip liner. So this is the finished look. Ignoring the t-shirt. What are we thinking, guys? Let me know. I really like this palette. It worked really well. It's just as good quality as all the other P. Louise palettes that I've tried. They blend lovely. When I swatched the palette though, it was a little bit dry, especially the lighter shades were a little bit powdery, but they performed so well on the eye. Blended out like a dream, and that's exactly what you want when you're going for a smoky eye, which I imagine a lot of people will be doing with this palette because like I say, it's very monotone. It is beautiful. I don't have a lot like this in my collection. I do have one or two more palettes I could compare this to in a video if that's something you'd like to see. But I really like this palette. I do think a lot of people will be missing a black from this palette. It did sort of throw me off a bit. I mean, as you can see, I've got lots and lots of depth. That is not a problem, but I think a lot of people would have still wanted a black in this palette. I do think the two shimmers are quite similar looking next to each other on the eye. They could have been a little bit different. We could have made Replaceable a little bit deeper just so it looked a bit different on the eye, but I think all in all, absolutely stunning palette. Not mad I've picked it up, especially for the bargain price of, like, what was it, £10.50, something like that in the Black Friday sale. So I'd say if you've been thinking about it, it's good quality and I'd grab it before it disappears from the website. It makes me wish I had collected more of the Love Tapes palettes. I think a lot of them are being discontinued, as is a lot of the P. Louise bases, which made me place another order. Yes, I've made a third order now in the P. Louise Black Friday sale. I blame my husband. He was in my ear like, why aren't you getting them, Kerry? If you can't get them anymore, why aren't you completing your collection? Which made me give in. So I already had all of the Acid Rain paints, but now I've made my third order. I have now got all of the crisp finishes. I'm not keen on just the P. Louise coloured bases. That is not what I like at all. I know a lot of people don't like those. I think Make Me Up Misser mentioned it in one of her recent videos as well. They're just not the same consistency as the actual paints. Yeah, the bases, they're just not as thick, they're not as pigmented, they don't perform as well as the paints. I have also picked up a couple of shades from the new paint collection. It's not called Acid Rain or Crisp Finish, it's just the paints, and they're definitely still different to the bases, so I'm looking forward to trying those. And I've got Exotic Apple, a yellow one, and sort of a dark tealy colour, something to do with the ocean, I can't remember, but I'm sure you'll be seeing them in upcoming videos. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If this is the sort of makeup content that you like, why not subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!